natural solutions to money, relationships, wellness, and more. Shine a light onto your day and into your life. Power Your Life with Dr. Joanne White.
Good evening and welcome to Power Your Life. I'm Joanne White, your host. We are in the middle of winter and it seems like the snowstorms, the icy roads, and the frigid temperatures just won't quit. During these difficult months between the holidays and the warmer days, many people experience what's known as the winter blues, or SAD, seasonal affective disorder, and people also may develop anxiety or depression. Dr. Kevin Caputo of Crozer-Chester, health system is here with advice on how to cope with these issues.
Thank you.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Are you surviving these winter blues?
I'm surviving the winter blues as best as I can.
Well, you are very impressive. You actually have been voted top doc in 2011, and you work with a lot of adults who are going through SAD and having a lot of difficulties and challenges during this time. What do you prescribe to them in terms of philosophy and support?
Well, I think it's very important for people, patients, to actually do a lot of common sense things in the winter, such as exercise, eat healthily, avoid alcohol, avoid caffeine, avoid substances.
So avoid, or just look, because people are saying, oh, avoid, right? So just at least minimize them, right?
You're absolutely right. I'm a realist. I think minimize as opposed to eliminate.
Okay,
Correct,
that's
Dr.
good.
White?
No, that's good. That's great. That's important. Now, I love what your philosophy is all about, too, because you really work with your patients and really want to find out a lot more information about who they are. And often, many doctors, many physicians think that they have all the answers, and I love the fact that you work with your patients and you just decide that it's really a very mutual kind of relationship to help them discover what's going on.
Yeah, I see myself as a team member, enabling the patient to find out what is wrong with them and how we can fix it together. I don't have all the answers. I don't profess to have all the answers, but together, my patient and I, as well as family and support systems, try to figure out what the problem is and how to fix it.
I think that's important. Now, I have a question, because a lot of people do feel down and out during this particular time. There's not enough light, it's cold, people don't want to go out, it's dangerous sometimes, even icy, and the roads are dangerous. And the question is, how do you know the difference? How do you know when somebody is really going through SAD versus it's just time enough to change the weather and do something else that you've been suggesting?
Well, I think we're all tired of the winter, we're all tired of the cold, we're all tired of the lack of light, too much darkness. Right. I think when it becomes symptomatic is when it's interfering with daily life. For instance, if you're eating too much and you're sleeping too much and you don't have the energy that you had during the summer or spring months, then we would call it part and parcel of a syndrome, seasonal affective disorder.
And when people have that, what do you recommend?
My first step is a non-pharmacologic approach.
Good.
We try to exercise, we try to eat healthily, we try to minimize the bad things like drugs and alcohol and caffeine. And sometimes just talking therapy helps get them out of it. Sometimes it's going on a little vacation if possible.
Wouldn't that be nice right about now?
Awesome.
You also recommend, and I looked at some of your notes, you also recommend that people, if they can, go out during the afternoon and get some of that afternoon sunshine so that it really helps them bring in more light. What if they can't do that? What could they do at home, Dr. Caputo, to help bring in more light?
People can buy light boxes, and light boxes are typically boxes that have 10,000 lux, the level of brightness of light. They're not ultraviolet, they're not, any type of dangerous light.
Right.
They're full spectrum light, and they can expose themselves via reading or sitting at the table with this light box for 20 minutes a day, and that will take the place of being outside for 20 minutes a day.
What could they do to their home to help them?
They
create
can
more light.
brighten up the home by opening the blinds, opening the windows, just to get some daylight in. Also, just have some cheery things in the house to look at. That's always very helpful.
I love to keep that kind of stuff around where I'm working with my computer, where I'm writing, so that you can when you need to take a break, you turn around and look at something that's really pleasing and just very gentle on the eyes. Now, sometimes people come to you, they don't necessarily have SAD, but many baby boomers and many people are suffering from depression or just aside from the winter blues. Again, what do you recommend other than pharmaceuticals to help them move past that?
When they come to me, I always want to treat my patient without medicine if possible. So first we kind of explore why the person is depressed. We don't have to go back to infancy. We look at stressors that are current in somebody's life. We try to bring in loved ones who can either help validate or help explore some of the things that the patient's telling me. And we do a course of therapy, talking therapy, just trying to understand what it is, coping strategies, helping them shore up some of their own defenses to feel better. If that's effective, great. We're very happy we've succeeded. When that's not effective, we will use a pharmacologic approach.
And again, sometimes all that wonderful stuff and recommendations and remedies just don't help. Relationships are so very important, making sure that people are keeping up with their families, with their social network, and also making time for themselves, like you said. So what else? Let's say somebody comes to you and they've gone through medication. What else do they need? What else would you recommend?
Sometimes if medication is not effective and the talking therapy is not effective, I will recommend either couples therapy or family therapy. The couples therapy or the family therapy engages people who know the patient well and may be the source or the solution for the depression or anxiety.
That's really important and a good point too. And so relationships, like I said, are key. However, it's also about what you've been talking about, getting outside, just like you recommended that for SAD. It's also very important for depression and just feeling good during these challenging weathery times here. So feel good, get out, exercise. And you also mentioned keeping your house at a certain temperature. What's that about?
We find that the warmer you are, within reason, the more effective that is in treating the winter blues. So there's some studies now that show it's not just exposure to light, but exposure to heat as well.
Well, I love it when it's warm. So thank you so much, Dr. Caputo. You've been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me, Dr. Waite.
My pleasure. Coming up on Power Your Life, legendary music industry and broadcasting pioneer, Kal Rudman. As we go to break, here's a clip of Carl with iconic wrestler Hulk Hogan.
And I'll tell you what, I wouldn't spend any more time with you either.
All right, now we heard the opinion from the Peanut Gallery, a man demeaning the Philadelphia women. He's obviously never been on Chestnut Street.
Welcome back to Power Your Life. I'm Joanne White, your host, and my next guest is Kal Rudman, a music and show business pioneer. He's been nicknamed Philadelphia's guardian angel. Kal's widely successful career in entertainment and philanthropy began more than 5 decades ago and is still going strong. Kal, it's such an honor to have you here tonight.
Thank you, Doctor.
You are doing and have done so much. Firstly, you've done so much with the police, the fire people, firefighters. You actually have honorary degrees from so many different universities, doctorates, and you've worked so much in broadcasting. Your career began in broadcasting when you were in high school.
Yes.
What was that like?
It was a revelation once the voice changes, certainly back in the days of radio. One gets a fire in his belly, and now ladies get a fire in their belly. I had a lot to do with getting females into the broadcasting business.
Well, you work with so many people. You've actually done so much bringing in and having people like Ringo Starr that you broadcasted, and Aretha Franklin, and these are people that not only did you showcase, but became successes after you were able to really pinpoint their talent and bring them on to so many different shows.
One develops nicknames in sports and certainly in the media, and I became known as the man with the golden ears. Had the unique talent to be able to pick the hits among the multitude of new records released each week and advise the music radio stations of North America which ones to go on, how long to play them, how often to rotate them, and when to taper them out. The word taper right now has become a heavily used word.
Well, you actually introduced the talent like Ringo Starr to Merv Griffin and Dick Clark, so many people like that too, right? And you not necessarily shifted gears, but then and decided to do so much with all the gifts that you were given in terms of really helping colleges and universities and children and youth develop their own talent. So tell us a little bit about that.
I was given blessings. We all get 26 chromosomes. I know you have a doctor on this show. And they were handpicked by the Almighty, and I was given, in my mind, an assignment focusing on all of Delaware Valley. And I do things that are unique, and that also ties in with hospitals in the Philadelphia area, and as you said, so many other things.
Well, health and safety are very important to you. And
education.
You work, right, and education, and even broadcasting, well, not even, broadcasting, right? You brought broadcasting into many different colleges, and now even on a high school level. Tell us about that one.
Yes, I've built so far 3 university-level television stations, which are a sine qua non, without not which. Drexel University, Temple University, and currently working on for the financially challenged students who are the multitude, community college. And these TV stations are extremely successful. I call the entire program of media vocational higher education.
Well, it is, because you're helping them train, and many of them go on and have careers in broadcasting and in music.
You don't really need a master's degree, which you and I have, and then both of us, I learned yesterday, have had a similar or identical education in graduate school at the same place, Temple University.
And you're still waiting for that honorary doctorate, which you'll get, right? I believe that.
Yes.
Okay. So what's important here is that not only what you're doing with music and broadcasting and finding all this talent, but what you've been doing in terms of, like you said, working with medicine and really helping safety. So you start some summer programs and some programs to really help identify kids who may be missing. Tell us a little bit about that story, too.
Well, a newspaper headline, it was the Bulletin, for the time that it was in business and had a heavy circulation. Front page, the headline was, as you mentioned, the man who is the guardian angel, actually of Philadelphia and now all Delaware Valley, such as Delaware County, Montgomery County, Bucks County, and of course, where I live, New Jersey.
And thank you so much. And for the last year, you've been voted in 2020 in so many different kinds of things, and you are an icon, not only here, but globally. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Ahead on Power Your Life is singer-songwriter Rikka Zimmerman, and we'll learn how to empower our own energy. Stay with us. Joining me now is Rikka Zimmerman, a global leader in consciousness and the creator of Adventure in Oneness. She's with us tonight to talk about how you can shift your energy to be more alert, less tired, and be more in alignment. Hi, Rikka. Thanks so much for being with us.
Hello, hello everybody out there. Thank you so much for having me. What a pleasure to be here with you.
It's my pleasure. Now, we've been talking about energy, and you work with so many wonderful leaders in spirituality and energy work and shifts in consciousness, Marianne Williamson, to name one, and so many more. And what do you do with helping people move past their fatigue and past their tiredness to help them move forward and get more energized and more activated?
Well, that's a very good question. I mean, I think the first place to begin starting from is us as beings, as infinite beings, really should have access to infinite energy. In fact, they say that in the molecules of our body, we have enough power to power the city of New York for 3 months. So then why, oh why, oh why, do most people function from chronic fatigue or being tired most of the time? And here's a really great first step for you guys. And it's really changing a state of mind. And it will begin opening the door for you to have more energy. Okay, and that is, how many people are tired on this planet? I would say probably 95% of people are tired of something, or feeling tired, or they're exhausted, or they're overworked. So tired is going on a lot all over the place here. So one of the easy tools you can begin using is saying, hey, is this actually my tired, or am I aware of the world around me? And that can begin creating the energetic separation to where you can have your energy and know that you are not the tired energy from the world around you.
So basically what you're saying, and I totally support this and agree with it, is that we're sort of picking up other people's energy. We're being very sensitized and sensitive to their vibration, and vibrational energy is key here. And so when we're feeling tired, we probably need to do a check within ourselves and say, is it me? Or like you said, is it somebody else's energy or the whole global energy that we're experiencing that's creating that fatigue?
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. And the next step you can say is, hey, how about we return this to sender? Like that old Elvis song, return to sender, right? So return that energy to sender, because when we're aware of the world around us, we become that tired. When we notice that, hey, wait, this isn't really our energy, and we return it to sender, you'll find there'll be more energy flowing through your body with a lot more ease.
So that brings up a question. When you say return to sender, that doesn't mean that we're sending them any negative energy or anything like that. It just means that you don't want to take it on, and so wherever that came from, go back, right?
Exactly. And it's undoing where you've taken possession of energy. Because most people feel they're aware of the energy of tired, and they go, I feel tired. Well, once you've decided that, then you're stuck in that world, right? So instead of just deciding I feel tired, hey, where's this tired coming from? Is it mine, or is it the world around me? You know what? It's not mine. Let's return that to sender. And basically, you're just kind of breaking that cord that you have with that energy, and you'll find instantaneously you'll actually have a lot more energy.
You know, it's so true, because oftentimes I'll be walking in a mall or walking down the street, and I'm experiencing something that's not mine. And when I work with clients, sometimes they'll come in with fatigue or a backache, and now suddenly I'm feeling that. And what I say is, anything that's not mine, I release. And when I do that, I actually feel lighter. And I've been practicing, and now I'm telling a lot of people to do that as well, because it's almost like what you're saying. I'm not sending it back, but I'm just releasing it from me, so I don't have to carry it and feel the heaviness of it.
That's beautiful. That's a beautiful way of putting it. Yeah, exactly.
Thank you.
That. Now, here's another thing that most people don't think of. The energy of tired. Does that feel like the energy of not being present? Yeah, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's sort of like, I feel like this. And then it's like, okay, well, there's something that I don't want to be present for. So what you may want to look at is what's going on in your life right now that you don't want to be present for. Is it your boss? Is it your job? Is it your neighbor? Is it the way that your household is? Is it your kids? So that can create a state of tired also, because you're resistant and you don't want to deal with or be with different parts of your life. You're not being present there. And then what I would ask is not being present actually serving you, or is it actually making it more difficult?
So
then
you're not telling everybody, okay, because you're not present in your job, you need to leave your job, or because you're not present with your family, you need to leave your family. You're just telling them really to have that level of awareness about where they're present and not present, so that they can make a choice to make a shift if they choose. Is that correct?
Yeah, and a choice to be present. Because if all of you look at your life, what were the best moments? I guarantee the best moments of your life, you were being totally present. You wanted to be there. You're like, yes, this is my life. It's the best ever. And you notice when you're there too, you have a lot more energy. So if you begin choosing to be more present in your life, you'll find, wow, I just have more energy. And it's not as bad as I thought it was. I don't need to withdraw from it or to avoid it. I can actually be present here. So making that commitment to be present can up your energy, I would say, by 50 times. It's amazing.
So what I hear is very important, and that is that sense of commitment to be present. It's a conscious choice that we're making on a daily basis, not only daily, but minute to minute, to be present in our lives.
Absolutely.
Great. Thank you so much, Rikka. You've been a pleasure. And what's the name of your new CD that's out there that's changing people's vibration?
It's called Be the Change.
Be the Change. Thank you so much. Have a nice night. Be the Change. Thanks so much, and Power Your Life will be back in just one moment. That's it tonight for Power Your Life. On next week's show, do you suffer from back, neck, shoulder pain, headaches, or auto accident injuries? An acclaimed chiropractor is here to help cure what ails you. Hope to see you then. Remember that you have the power to power your dreams and power your life.